to I Read, I Write, I Review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a book called The Masked Truth by Kelley Armstrong. Now, The Masked Truth is about a young girl named Riley. She goes to babysit for a little girl. Now, she's upstairs with the little girl. The parents are downstairs. They haven't left yet for the evening, but she overhears intruders enter the home and brutally murder the parents. She does survive the incident, but she is plagued by this overwhelming sense of guilt that she didn't do more to try to help save the family, which was a little unbelievable to me because I'm thinking, you're a young kid, you're only a teenager, you have no weapons, there are armed men downstairs shooting people with guns, and what really could you have done more? But nevertheless, she is still plagued by this, and this feeling of guilt is really what drives her the rest to take some of the actions that she took for the rest of the novel. Well, her feelings of guilt really lead her into a therapy situation, and her therapist then one weekend suggests that she join group therapy sessions for a weekend retreat. And she goes there, and while she's there, she meets a kid named Max, who's also been in her group therapy sessions, but Max has kind of been sitting in the background, and he doesn't say much, and we really don't know in the beginning what his issue is, because he's trying to kind of like not come out and say it, but we know that he obviously has some type of problem that he's dealing with because he's there, but they reveal that a little later in the book. Well, actually, kind of early in the book they'll reveal it, but not in the beginning. But anyway, so she's there. So while they're there, then of course masked men come in and they hold the place up, and they take all of the kids as hostages because they claim that there was one kid that is in the group who is very wealthy, and they want to try to get a ransom for this kid. And so all of the kids are hostages in the place. Now, The Masked Truth is if you're going to read this book, which I highly recommend, it is suspenseful from beginning to end. They jump right into the action, and it doesn't really let up. The pacing is really good because even though there's a lot of, it's very suspenseful, there's a lot of action in it, you do really get into the characters' thoughts and feelings. So you need to fasten your seatbelt because you are in for a ride. Now, Armstrong created a lot of colorful characters in her novel. I really enjoyed reading about the two protagonists in the book. Though I thought that the bad guys were kind of interchangeable, I didn't really see any kind of distinct personalities between them, which is really okay because we're really more focused on the main characters of the book. Now, this book is actually written in two different point of views. We have the first person point of view from the perspective of Riley, and we have different chapters. Well, the majority of the book is in the first person, but then you have different chapters that are written in the third person point of view from the perspective of Max. Now, I can't really tell you about Max and what he's going through and the reason why the author chose to do his perspective in the third person, but I must say that it was a good choice, and it was good that she did because we really got to see what he's going through, his issue, because he has a certain condition that he's going through, and we really get to understand a lot about that condition. And even later on in the book, the author tells us a lot more, so it could really dispel a lot of the myths that people believe about it, which I thought was really helpful. One thing that I did really enjoy was reading about the relationship that develops between the two main characters of the book, Riley and Max. And you really, when they're in the warehouse and they're trying to escape together, and it tells you that in the synopsis, so that's not a spoiler, you really get to see like what each one of them is going through, and just the way that they work together I thought was really good, and I really enjoyed reading about how their relationship develops. So that was completely believable to me. I thought the author did a good job at showing how two people who share a very traumatic experience could really come together during that time, even if they aren't two people who would probably ordinarily be friends otherwise. I enjoyed the mystery aspect of it. the author was really good at putting in little bits of hints throughout the book, and I really thought that the hints were very good, even though I must admit that I kind of figured out some of the plot twists based on the hints, but it didn't take away from the enjoyability of the book at all to me. One problem that I did kind of have with the book was the ending. I mean, the ending actually was completely satisfying, but one thing that I did not really like was when the author was explaining the motives behind the bad guys in the story and why they did what they did. I mean, she gave like three different, like they did it for this reason, and they also did it for this reason, and they also did it for this reason. And I think that if she would have stuck with maybe only one of the reasons or two at the most, then it would have been believable. When she kind of threw in the third one, I'm thinking, okay, I can't really buy that. That kind of threw me a little bit. So if you enjoy young adult novels which are filled with mystery and suspense and maybe a little bit of psychology 101 thrown in there, then I think that this is the book for you. I think you should grab this book next time you can and give it a try. So I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, show me some love and hit the like button below and leave a comment. Let me know. Did you agree with my review? Did you disagree with it? What are your thoughts in general? Based on my review, do you think that you might want to check out the book? Just let me know your thoughts. And also, if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you want to get more reviews or just hear me talk about writing and the writing process in general. So thanks for watching and see you next time.